Hi, welcome here where I will share to the best of my knowledge my tips for dealing with being neurodivergent. Now, a really great aspect of my neurodivergent profile, anyway, I don't know, my own experience of it is that I'm quite detached from people. So I'm like a bit in my bubble doing my own thing sometimes, and I think that truly helps. So take this into account when I'm sharing my tips. But okay, my profile, if you're new, I am a twice exceptional woman, and meaning I am twice the exception. So I have a high IQ, I'm part of Mensa, and I also have ADHD, inattentive type, diagnosed by a neuropsychologist on 2 weekends. And so yes, that is my wonderful label, I guess, my etiquette, the thing. I think it defines me a lot. Obviously, there are other aspects of me, but I think when you're neurodivergent, it does say a lot about you and who you are. So, what are my tips? I did not prepare at all for this because I now work full time and I'm overwhelmed. I would say that would be my first thing. First things first, acceptance. I have this little, I think acceptance, humility, gratitude, and openness. Acceptance, humility, gratitude, and openness would definitely be the mindset that you should adopt. Acceptance is stop fighting things that's just real. It took me a long time to accept that I was neurodivergent and that it explained my past difficulties with mental health. And what I mean by that is having like panic attacks and 3 anxiety disorders and a big depression and not being able to do anything with my life and not having friends. I still don't have friends, but that was a choice. Or not really working, not knowing where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do in my life. It was hard, and it took me a couple of years there. And a lot of exploration, and other people tell me, no, you're neurodivergent. Yes, you are. Like, we can see it, because I don't necessarily enjoy this idea of playing the victim. And often when it comes to the way neurodivergence is being portrayed is always, woo me, like, and I really hate that, personally. I think that acceptance allows you to own it. It's just the way you're wired. It's just the way you are. It is going to be that way your whole life. And you still have to make a good life for yourself. You will find ways, and I'll talk about those ways later. Humility. Well, humility is saying I'll never be perfect. I'll never change that. I'll just, accept that, like, yes, if you take me to a crowd and it's really loud, I'll probably have a panic attack. And instead of having shame or feeling embarrassed, you just have to own it in a way. With humility, saying, look, can't really control this. For some reason, life has decided that I have this weird nervous system that's super overstimulated and that I am bizarre. And I don't enjoy the things that most people enjoy. And obviously, you're not alone. That is also the humility. You're not the only one like that. There are a bunch of other people. It's not the majority, but it's still a bunch of other people who just truly get you. You may not have them physically in your life, but they're out there somewhere. And they understand your struggles. So the humility part, I think, is key. And it comes with openness. So I'm sort of jumping the gratitude thing. But it comes with openness. The humility to know that you do not know. And probably other people will have things to teach you. I've read so much. I've done so much therapy. And if professionals tell me I have this label, and if professionals tell me these medications would be right for you, I listen. I stay open-minded to any way that I could make my life better, so that I don't have to play the victim my whole life, but I'm actually healed and solid and able to function in society. And then, yes, gratitude. I think when you're really struggling, perhaps it's not neurodivergence, that could apply to anything, but when you're really struggling because of your neurodivergence, it can be difficult sometimes to be positive because you feel so strange and broken, like things are lacking. Perhaps you're like me, like, wow, I have 0 friends, can't put anything on social media because I don't go out and I don't see people, but I'm so happy. And I'm not just going to continually post like books. Oh, it's bizarre. I don't work a lot. I don't work oh, that's my cat. I don't work full time because it's too much for me. It was too much at a certain point in my life. And I've started work now, a consulting job, and it's a big job, and I love it, and I'm happy and able to go, and it's because I've had all these different things that I've, like weapons, you could call them, tools, I guess, but the mindset, right, and the healing, the complex trauma, and the understanding my nervous system, and I have all these little tips I'm going to get to, and I probably should get to there. Do you see my ADHD a little bit right now? It's inattentive, but it's still there. I can promise you that. Medication is really key, right? That's a tool that's like very easy to understand. But even then, please don't feel embarrassed about taking medication. I, for example, take Strattera because anything else for ADHD made me really too anxious personally. So like Vyvanse and Concerta and all of those things. So I take Strattera, and I take, what's the name of this? Pregabalin in French. Lyrica. I take Lyrica, which stops your brain from sending pain signals, and it treats panic attacks incredibly well. I take these little doses, and I don't really plan on stopping anytime soon. I'm aware that the goal is not to be full-blown medicated your whole life, right? It's about like common sense. You can take, if you have a good, real diagnosis, and you know your brain maybe lacks certain neurotransmitters or sends too much pain signals, and you have this wonderful medication that works on your brain to stop the signals or release some neurotransmitters, why not take them? It's just science, you know? Ooh, that would be something I would add. It's just science. You know, because, yeah, the shame and the embarrassment and the fear and the doubt and all of those emotions that are very human, they can be quite heavy. But I think that when you are like, oh, it's just my brain is wired a certain way. Wow, I'm experiencing this right now as a human being, this neurodivergence. So strange. How can I learn more about this? Like in a separate sort of study way. You're studying it, right? Anyway, that's another tip I get. It's really hard. I didn't plan because there are so many things I've done to now be like quite settled and happy, like, and I just don't know how to put them into words. But anyway, then I would say other really practical tips. I would say go to therapy, especially if you're neurodivergent and no one else in your family had that profile or was diagnosed or whatever. Another tip, there's a medication, there's therapy, yes, because like if you have a different profile, I think it's quite important then to sort of learn to understand it and put into words and have someone who's impartial, see it in a different way, blah, blah, blah. Really making these labels your own and making sense of them for yourself. But then there are little practical ways. I would say minimize your life, minimize any engagements you have, any responsibility, put it at the minimum. Anything you think you have to do, oh, I have to do this. Truly question yourself, like, do you truly have to do this? For example, oh my God, I really have to go to the dentist tomorrow. Do you really have to? Can you maybe just call in 2 days and then take another appointment in 2 weeks at the right time for you? Is there anything bad that's going to happen? No. It's a weird example to say, but it's just like managing your life in a way that fits your needs, where you're not constantly overwhelmed, constantly stressed. Minimize. Do you hear my cat? Minimize. Simplify. So yes, minimizing engagements, even like the friends and the social things, and like I've never been into clubbing or going to bars, or it's just too much, I don't do that, and all of those things allows me to maintain my energy at like a normal level. Learn how to name those things. Learn how to put what you're going through into words so that in your close relationships you're able to explain it clearly. Maybe even have like a backup of like studies you've read or books you've read to allow other people to understand what you're going through, and that you're not putting this out of thin air. It's actually studied. Other people go through it. You're not over here pretending. You can see my fear, right? I'm always afraid of what, like being badly perceived personally. But anyway, really learn to put it into words to explain it well. Then I would say read on little autism tips. Now that's going to sound bizarre, but you also have probably a nervous system that gets overstimulated very easily. So now I have my Bose, you know, those big headphones that cut the sound, noise canceling. This has been like a big, huge savior for me. Anytime I get really overstimulated, I put that on. I can pretend I'm listening to music, but I'm actually sort of shutting out a little bit the sensory information I'm receiving. And I think it's very bizarre because I'm often thinking like, oh, is this being an intuitive, and so the sensory is sort of, I don't know. It's a bizarre thing, honestly. But yes, making it just visual, let's say, and removing the audio a bit truly helps. Then having a safe place at home. So make your bedroom, even if it costs you a bit of money, like whatever the budget, if it takes you time, but do put that into a priority of investing in a bedroom or any other room where you could feel good, things that would make you feel great, lower your anxiety, and calm your nervous system. Little mood lighting, like I love that lamp here. I love that one. Or like fairy lights. Also, dress comfortably. That's going to sound bizarre, but it's dress comfortably. Dress in a way that when you go out, you are not thinking about the way you're dressed. You can still be stylish. I'm finding ways, slowly but surely, because I love fashion, but I'm not good at it. But you can still be comfortable. I don't think I'll ever wear heels, and that's more than fine. My cat is so annoying. Get a cat. I think zoo therapy, very good. Yes, a cat would be great. I wouldn't, if you're already overwhelmed, a dog is a big investment, but it depends. If you're a dog person, go for a dog, but a cat is a low investment. They purr, they are soft, they're cute, and they can truly help on days where like you just need some sort of sensory stimming in a way. See? Playing with things. I always have these elastics, and when I'm getting a bit, it's hard to concentrate or my mind is going other places, I'll just do this, and it truly helps in a very bizarre way. So little tips like this, when you search for ADHD or whatever, they'll give you great tips, and I would think that would be a great idea. Do I have any other like really practical tips? The minimizing is also like, I don't cook, man, I don't care. I'll eat granola bars. That's what I meant by don't think you have to do. There are things that are actually essential, and there are things that people believe they have to do because they never really question, like, do I have to? I don't know. Anything that it's like, oh, I have to do this. Just take a couple of seconds to ask yourself if you really do. Or if it's just like the rhythm of life pushing you to think everything is urgent and very important. Detach yourself from what other people think of you, or at least be a little bit at ease with people not understanding you. And I think that is a lesson that I'm still learning. It's still difficult. It's like, oh, how can I bridge this with someone else? How can I bridge the gap? How can I think it's working. I'm still a human being, so there's that helps anyone who's neurodivergent. It's like, yeah, we're still humans, so we understand each other in that way. But it can be hard. Yeah, you can see it when you're being misunderstood or you're being weird. It's very apparent, But I think this is it for now. I'll think of other things maybe, but I think these are truly like key little things that have helped me for now. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll remember the 4 words: acceptance, humility, gratitude, and openness. These will get you far, I think. All right. Bye. See you soon.